called her out by name yesterday for abandoning this voting legislation. Will you challenge her in 2024?
Look, 2024 is a long time from now. I'm focusing on 2022. I never say no to the future. And I think also right now you hear a lot of Arizonans that are very unhappy with the fact that she is blocking voting rights legislation. So I'll, keep my ears open. I'll continue to have my public meetings, something that she should try to do once in a while. Then I'll make a determination after 2022.
Do you think she should be replaced?
Look, I think at this point right now, she is really disappointing a lot of Arizonans. And this is not a progressive thing. There's nothing progressive about being pro-voting rights. It's actually a very American patriotic thing. And the fact that, she's using a very archaic rule, the time to find the Constitution to stop voting rights, is very problematic for a lot of Arizonans of all political persuasions.
I do want to play her reasoning so our viewers understand where she's coming from. So here's part of her announcement she made yesterday when she said she would not support a change of rules.
And while I continue to support these bills, I will not support separate actions that worsen the underlying disease of division infecting our country.
What specifically do you take issue with there?
Well, I think, for one, it's just naive. You can't really support these bills if you don't understand, especially how the Republican Party is, that they're never going to pass. If you're for equality for the LGBTQ community, it's not going to happen with the filibuster. If you are worried about abortion rights, and once, this radical Supreme Court strikes down, Roe v. Wade, the only way we're going to be able to protect abortion rights is through congressional legislation. We're never going to be able to do that if you still have the filibuster as it stands. And lastly, Senator Sinema did make an exception to the filibuster just 2 weeks ago when it came to the debt ceiling. So when it's convenient to Wall Street, she has looser principles. But when it comes to underlying legislation that's the bedrock of our democracy, then she somehow goes back to these ancient principles. So I think it's very inconsistent. And more importantly, it's inconsistent with what Arizonans want. This is why I really encourage her to come out here, talk to her fellow Arizonans, have a town hall. It's been 3.5 years since people have seen her, so she can really understand what people want in Arizona and not just what people in her little D.C. inner circle want.
You bring up a good point on the debt ceiling issue and her openness to changing, the filibuster just on that issue specifically. But I assume she would argue that that was something that was more bipartisan, that idea. In this case, she, as we played in the clip, is talking about completely doing it with one party. Now, she's been consistent that since she's been in office, she doesn't think the filibuster should be changed, but she hasn't always been against getting things done with just a simple majority, right? Hold on. Hold your thought. Hold your thought, because I want to play something for our viewers, something she said in 2010.
Before the Democrats took the Senate in 2008, that the Republicans controlled the Senate for quite some time. In fact, since around 1994, they never had 60 votes, and they managed to do a lot of really bad things during that time. So the reconciliation process is still quite available, and we will use it for good rather than for evil.
So again, that was before she was in office. We reached out to Sinema's office for a comment. They wouldn't give us anything on the record. But Congressman, how do you square those comments before she was a senator with what she said yesterday?
Look, I've known Senator Sinema since we were both in our mid-20s and starting out in politics here in Arizona. The only consistency about Senator Sinema's roles and positions is inconsistency. So I don't have to square it for her. She has to square it for, again, the voters of Arizona. And I hope that she will actually take the time and come and talk to them in a very unscripted manner. She could hear, what they're thinking and why they're feeling this way.
Well, you and Sinema both represent Arizonans. She's obviously making a political calculation that this isn't what her and your constituents want.
I think that's true, but I think it's actually 100% missing the mark. If she actually came and spoke to Arizonans, as I said, in an unscripted way, like at a town hall, they would tell you otherwise. Tomorrow I'm having a rally with the Martin Luther King family and other civil rights leaders to really express our need for voting rights. And there's just so many other people that she should be talking to right now that could tell her that what position she's taking is inconsistent with what Arizona needs or wants right now.
My understanding is Arizona's other Democratic Senator Mark Kelly is also undecided on the filibuster, telling Politico this week, quote, "I've never been part of an organization where it's really, really hard to do things. So if there's a real proposal, I'll take a look at it and evaluate it based on what is in the best interest of the country." Now, Kelly is up for re-election this November. Sinema isn't up until 2024. What are you saying to him?
Well, look, I haven't heard the definitive no, unlike Senator Sinema, who went to the floor and preempted any, negotiation. But Senator Kelly, I would advise the same thing to him. Listen to Arizonans. I'm sure he does. He does have town halls. We do see him out here talking to people. And I'm pretty sure push comes to shove, when that vote should show up, that he's going to do the right thing.
I just have 30 seconds left, but I'm just curious. Pivoting to a completely different topic, what do you make of Kevin McCarthy's behavior and comments this week with all these revelations regarding January 6th and his refusal to voluntarily cooperate with the committee?
Look, Kevin's a coward. He's a moral coward. If he goes to that committee, he's going to have two options. Number one, either he has to perjure himself to protect Donald Trump or tell the truth about what happened and piss off Donald Trump and therefore lose Donald Trump's support, and he can't be speaker. At the end of the day, Kevin's going to do whatever he can. He'll sell whoever he can, do whatever he can. He's a craven politician to become the Speaker of the House, and that's what you're seeing today.
Congressman Ruben Gallego, I thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.